What's up, guys? It's the Annotator. Let's talk about Under the Skin, one of my favorite films of the last decade. It's a movie I would highly recommend to anybody who's up for a challenging viewing, but it's probably going to be most enjoyable to people who have invested a lot of time and interest in obscure cinema, the type that asks more questions than it answers, the type that shows more than it tells. If you're looking for a movie to play in the background or loosely pay attention to, this isn't really the movie for you. Cinema is a combination of image, movement, sound, story, and performance. It's the only art form that gives us all of those elements in one cohesive, interwoven package, and that's a huge part of why I love movies so much. They hit us from so many different artistic angles at once. They make us feel because of that. And Under the Skin is really the essence of movies. It's a uniquely cinematic experience in all the best ways. Jonathan Glazer, the writer and the director, he adapted the screenplay with Walter Campbell from the novel of the same name. And in interviews, Glazer and Campbell have been candid about how budgetary constraints forced them to pare down the script to its most basic narrative beats, a shell of the book. And in doing so, Glazer chose to rely heavily on imagery to help him tell the story, which is something he's perfectly suited for. And most movies are made to be, or are expected to be, entertaining, or to appeal to a wide audience, or to be some kind of expression of the filmmaker's ideals. Under the Skin isn't really any of those things. It's certainly engrossing to me personally. Of course, its story is a commentary to a degree, but those things are byproducts. Under the Skin is a puzzle for us to navigate and interpret however we're predisposed to. The plot is simple and non-specific. Scarlett Johansson is an unnamed alien. She's been sent to Scotland to prey on men. That's about what we know. There's a motorcyclist who appears to monitor her and whom she reports to, but every thread beyond that is interpretive. The depth and context of the story is explored through visual suggestion and repetition and the film score and editing motifs. We experience the story through purely cinematic means in a manner no other form could do with exactly the same effect. The film opens with an abstract visual effects sequence that's never explicitly explained, but we can infer what it means by its combination of objects and audio. We can relate to Scarlett Johansson's Alien because we feel and see her moments in the same sensory ways that she does. Her first encounter with populated civilization, for example, is at a mall, and the sound is jarringly loud. The volume's been ramped up. It's a separation for us from the quiet previous scenes, just as it is for her in her quiet previous experiences in the film. And soon after that, one of the men she hunts is chatty and assertive, and the editing speeds up with the energy of the conversation. So the journey is simple, but the techniques make it contextually rich. Before I wrap this up, I want to give extra attention to Scarlett Johansson's performance and to the film score by Mica Levi, who goes by Mikachu. Firstly, Johansson is incredible in this film. She barely speaks, but she communicates every reaction and feeling through nuanced expressions and physical behaviors. She plays confused and inquisitive very, very well in this film. I think it's significant, too, that she bears her body twice in full view of the camera. First, her physical birth, and then bookended at the end by her figurative human birth in service of her character's maturation. She really commits to this role, and that makes me feel really good about all the work that these guys did behind the scenes making this film and preparing the script. It's her best acting work by miles, in my opinion, and she's a very good and very accomplished actress, so I think that's something of relevance there. As for Levy's score, oh man, it is really, really good. It had the rare opportunity to provide story context beyond just amplifying the primary tone of a sequence, and she delivers in a way that's very different than, but reminded me a lot of John Williams' score for Jaws. It's chilling, it's occasionally startling, and it gives the story a tense fourth dimension that's as memorable as anything we're shown in the movie, which in this case is extraordinary. Final thoughts here. Under the Skin is a masterclass in image-driven cinema whose discomforting fable is never more simple and challenging and indelible than here, perfectly accentuated by Glazer's singularly austere filmmaking. I'm giving this story and plot a plus. Everything else I'm going to give a double plus. This movie is a bona fide 10 in my book. And that's it. Like and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts and interpretations of the film and its sequences in the comment section below. Thanks for watching. I hope that you enjoyed it. I will see you in the next review video.